What's up, fight fans? Very quick video. Thank you once again for coming through. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel and you come back to watch another video, thank you very much. Alright, let me get my breath back. Alright, so obviously we know Pulev has pulled out. Old news. Andy Joshua's fighting Carlos Takam. When's that? Next week? When? Yeah, next week, Saturday. Shit. That's coming. Shit card, let's be honest, it's not the greatest card in the world, especially for a pay-per-view. But I guess Anthony Joshua is a pay-per-view guy on his own right now. What's interesting is that I actually think it's a better fight. A lot of people have given me stick for somehow thinking that Carlos Takam causes AJ some problems. I don't know why. I think people will probably expect him to blast Carlos Takam out there in 2 or 3 rounds. Don't be shocked, like I said, guys, if it goes past the midway stage and he hasn't got him out of there yet. Don't be shocked. I think it might take a couple of rounds for Anthony Joshua to figure out someone of Carlos Takam's experience. Not that Carlos Takam's a great heavyweight, because he's definitely not. But nonetheless, if you've been training for Pulev, that kind of boring, robotic European style, and then you come up against someone that's just an aggressive fighter like Carlos Takam, it will be tricky for a few rounds. And I think it makes a better fight as well. I think it's a much better TV viewing fight than Pulev. Although I think Pulev is probably a better boxer, I think he would have come to play it safe and probably jabbed himself silly to maybe either a decision or a late AJ knockout. But nonetheless, we've got AJ versus Takam. We could have had AJ versus Dillian Whyte. Now, according to AJ, he said he's come out in an interview in a newspaper and said that he asked, as soon as Pulev pulled out, he said, "Give me Dillian Whyte." The reason he gave was the fact that Dillian Whyte gave the most exciting fight. He says, look, the 2 most exciting fights I've ever had was Klitschko. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen again because Klitschko retired, and Dillian Whyte. And he said, look, in order to save the card, if you like, he wanted Dillian Whyte because he thought it would have been an exciting fight. AJ, you always speak well, but that's bullshit. You wanted Dillian Whyte because you wanted to beat him up. I think AJ, look, they've gone back and forth still. I think these guys will remain enemies till they die. I believe that. And I think AJ, who I think is probably improved more than Dillian Whyte, almost wanted to show Dillian Whyte, look, I've made improvements now. You want to go? We can go. Eddie Hearn squashed it immediately, saying he has different plans for Dillian Whyte in terms of him fighting Deontay Wilder and then the winner, go figure, fight AJ. But AJ wanted that fight, which is interesting, which is very interesting. I believe Dillian Whyte wanted the fight as well. I think Dillian Whyte would have said, absolutely, give me that fight. So I can imagine both of them coming to Eddie Hearn saying, give me that fight, and Eddie Hearn saying no. And I think Eddie Hearn's right to say no. Would it have been a bigger pay-per-view attraction than Carlos Takam? Absolutely. I think it could have been so big it could have got over the 1 million pay-per-view mark, just because of the way Dillian Whyte is, how fiery he is. The press conference would have been fantastic, and it would have been a good, exciting fight for as long as it lasts. It's kind of like the first one. I think it could have gone exactly that way, where AJ might have gotten a bit of trouble, but then would have just blasted Dillian Whyte out of there. Or it could have just stopped him early. Dillian Whyte is not beating AJ, trust me, that's not going to happen. But nonetheless, it's good to see that 2 guys that have animosity to each other don't want to go different paths and win world titles, which potentially they both could. They want to go straight at each other again. And it's a shame that Eddie Hearn kind of held them back, but I fully understand why he did so. But it's a shame we didn't get to see it. I would have loved to have seen that rematch, but it does show us that Dillian Whyte is still on the mind of AJ. I think AJ, was it the 2nd round when he got wobbled? I think that still kind of pisses him off, and he still wants to right that wrong. He doesn't need to, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he needs to go back and right that wrong, but I think he wants to. And we were that close, it seems, to getting AJ versus Dillian Whyte in Cardiff. But nonetheless, it didn't happen, and we get to see AJ versus Carlos Takam in a week's time. But leave your thoughts below. AJ, Dillian Whyte, who would have won the rematch? Was Eddie Hearn right to kind of just say no straight away, or should he have put his 2 big prospects in with each other again? Let me know what you think. Peace.